Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Um, my name is Tina, and I'm gonna see if I can add a chat. This is fairly new to me, so I'm learning what I can do on here. I wonder, can I put in a chat note? Let's see, a sticker, no, poll, Q&A. I'm gonna wait for somebody to put a comment. Morning. So exciting to be here. Thank you for letting me join in, YouTube. Put my blanket on. Here we go. Let's put this here. So, all right. So, good morning. My name is Tina, and I am 54 years old, and I am, which is going to sound silly, but a recovering diabetic. And what I mean by that is sugar was such a big, huge part of my life. Carbs, sugar, just bad bad life habits. Everything was off, right? I was not well to the point that I became a type 2 diabetic June of last year, June 24th of last year. I became a really bad type 2 diabetic. And so I come on to social media to share my story. And the reason why I share it is because I think it's important to learn, to share what I've learned, because I've learned so much. I was able to heal my body in a short period of time. I was able to heal my body naturally. And that is the key behind it, right? I was able to heal my body naturally. Sorry, I'm just getting my drink together. This is my tea that I drink every day that we'll talk about. So this is my chlorogenic acid tea. I drink this every single day. And this keeps my food hunger down. Food noise. You ever heard of food noise? Like, you keep thinking about you want to eat something, it's food noise, right? Because your body thinks it's hungry or thinks it's missing something, so it'll send these signals that it wants you to eat, right? So that's your food noise. So this great little bottle of tea that I drink, I just shook it so it'll be bubbly for a bit, but it's like 17 ounces, 17 to 20, I think this is 17 ounces. You drink it all day long. I snack on it. I sip on it all day long. But anyway, so I come on here to share my story. I share my story about my diabetes journey, how I went from a type 2 diabetic to a non-diabetic in 8 months. And so 8 months, short 8 months, because it took me years to get there. Your body will tell you for years that you're having some problems, that you're not eating right, you're not taking care of yourself, that now you have some signs of what we call insulin resistance. I didn't know anything about insulin resistance until I came on social media, believe it or not, because my doctor didn't talk about it. My doctor did not say working out and diet. 100%. I appreciate that. That is, yeah, those are going to be the two things. So there's three things that I did for my three-step reset that I did, that I went from a diabetic, which was terrible. I'm, not proud of it, but I was there. I was a type 2 starting in June. My A1C was 11.5. So if you know anything about A1Cs, that's super high. It's supposed to be, good morning, Samantha. Your A1C is supposed to be 5.7 is normal range. Anything that and below, they obviously want it below, because just above is pre-diabetic. And then obviously diabetic is what I was at 11.5. And that was in June. And so when I went to my doctors and I did my regular blood work, it was a regular test. It wasn't anything crazy. I just went for my regular yearly physical. Oops, sorry. I went in for my blood work like you do a couple days before, and the blood work came back and it said that I was a diabetic. Went in for the doctors and she said, listen, sure, Samantha, I would love to hear a joke. I mean, as long as it's okay and it's not mean. So as long as I take my medication, this is what my doctor said, as long as you take your medication, she wanted me to do the 2 pills in a shot, you should be fine. And then she said, come back in 90 days and we'll up it. We'll increase your medication, which I thought was odd. And I'm thinking, call me old fashioned, but if you're on medication, then, it should be getting better. I shouldn't be planning on upping my medication that fast, right? So she was already ready to, oh boy, why did the football team go to the store? I'm scared. I'm nervous. So if you do get your medication, then you should be fine. But I didn't think I wanted that. I didn't think I wanted the medication wagon wheel. So I told her, I don't think I want to go on medication, because I didn't take any, and I didn't think I wanted to. And so she said, well, you're going to lose your eyesight, you're going to lose your limbs, you're going to lose Good morning. You're gonna lose your eyesight, your limbs, your memory, and she said your organs were going to shut down. Is what she told me. So I thought that was pretty crazy to go. That was pretty bold statement. But I said, okay, I really need to think about it. So I decided to go home and do some research and realize that, that was the only conversation. She didn't ask me what I was eating. She told me to eat 6 small meals a day. She told me to eat less, move more. That was the only advice that I got from her. So I wanted to. Good morning, Damon. I appreciate you coming. Hello. I wanted I wanted to figure out if there's a way to do it. So um, I was able to find that I was insulin resistant. This is nothing we talked about, and I like my doctor. I'm not mad at her. I just don't have the same opinion. Like I don't have the same feeling that she does about this because I was able to change my diabetes naturally. Right, I didn't have to take any medication. I didn't take any pills or shots or anything like that. All I did was like my friend over here said. I did three step reset, right? So the first step was, and I'm going to share them with you, and then I want to talk about a couple things like in consistency, how important it is to be consistent, and some habits that you might want to do to help. It may not be you may not be insulin resistant, you may not be diabetic or pre-diabetic, but unfortunately, so if you go into a room with 10 people, 7 people are insulin resistant, right? If you walk, because 93% of Americans to get their quarterback. You know what? I think that's awesome. Thank you, Samantha. I'm going to tell you, you scared me. I didn't know what you were going to say, but I think that is very cute. I like that. I'll have to see if I have any good jokes. I don't think I have any cute jokes like that. Maybe I do. If I do, I'm going to share it with you. I keep thinking about getting their quarterback. Sorry. So the 3-step reset, the first thing that I did was I started exercising. I had a very sedentary job. I sit at my desk. I work all day from my desk, right? So I get up in the morning, I would get dressed, get to my desk and sit there all day long. And like I told you, my doctor would say you need to eat 6 small meals a day, right? So I was eating all day, but I wasn't burning any of those carbs. So when you eat carbs, I had a lot of carbs, a lot of non-fat. I should have had more protein and fats, but I didn't. I had carbs. So I'd eat the oatmeal in the morning, get it to my stomach. My stomach would break it down a little bit, send it to my intestines, send it to, thank you so much, Damon. I appreciate you. Put it into your intestines, and then it would shoot into your body. And so when the food gets to your intestines, insulin, you ever heard of insulin? Like if you ever know anything about insulin grabs that and goes to the liver with it. And the liver is supposed to turn it into energy. And then from there, glucose, from there, the insulin grabs it and it's supposed to bring it to a cell. And it's supposed to bring it to a cell to give you energy to feed the cell, right? So it takes that glucose and it gets to the cell. So the one thing that I have a visual and it sounds kind of crazy, but you ever heard of a plain donut? Like a plain donut where there's nothing on it, like an old fashioned, we call it, I live in Massachusetts, so we have Dunkin' Donuts, and it's an old fashioned. There's nothing on it, it's completely plain. Is that kind of a donut is what your cell is supposed to look like. You have 52 million cells in your body. Is that nuts? That was nuts to me. But that's what your cells are supposed to look like. Mine, because I was eating very carb heavy, a lot of glucose, a lot of sugar, looked like a glazed donut. Like the one with the glaze on it and all the, it's terrible. So that's what would have 52 million, nuts. So it would take your insulin's trying to, I know, well, for everything, there's cells in your hair, cells and everything, but there's just so many. And one thing I think is cool, you're going to get me off track, but I think this is great. So every second, your body produces 25 million new cells, okay? So in 15 seconds, your body will produce more cells than people in the United States. I'm not sure where you live, Damon, if you live in the United States, but that is mind-blowing to me. Don't you think that your body, and thank God, because my cells were so bad up until now. I don't know. I don't know how. I typed in fun fact. I like to have a fun fact when I come live to kind of give a little something to talk about. And that was something that pulled up and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still learning. I'm in the middle of becoming a certified nutritionist. So learning about food and learning about how food affects us. And has been pretty interesting. But that was one thing that I thought was pretty cool. I thought I would share that with you. So there you go. So my cells were covered like a glazed donut with all of the glucose, because when it comes in, the insulin, like I was saying, takes the insulin supposed to take that. So I don't know. It's saying add a Q&A sticker. Oh boy, I'm not sure about all that. I'll learn on that later. But your body takes that glucose and it's supposed to go to the cells and give the cells the glucose for energy, and that's what gives you your energy. But if it's covered up with all of the glucose, it's not going to get through, right? So the insulin, so then your body's like, well, maybe the cell doesn't hear me, so we're going to send it out. Good morning, Aiden. My nephew's name is Aiden. I love him. It would take and send some more insulin out, right? So this is how you become type 2 diabetic. So now your insulin is like really hammering and the cell has become insulin resistant. It doesn't have any more room. It's too full of the glucose that you've eaten already. I'm not burning it, right? So it's storing it. So now the insulin's going to find a place to put the glucose. It puts it to your eyes, and that's why diabetics go blind. They get glaucoma and they go blind because it's insulin in their eyes. And then it'll bring it to your brain. And so your brain with glucose, insulin resistance in your brain is, the insulin in your brain is type 3 diabetes. It's just Alzheimer's, right? So that's the one thing that you don't want. Okay, so we'll just figure out how to remove. There we go. So that it would go into your brain, right? So that's what happens with how do I okay. All right. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. Okay, so that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about with you. Then don't, Big Papa. You can squirt on. I'm here to help people who want to learn about insulin resistance, who want to learn about. Go for it. I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't need you coming on here. Everybody is just trying to learn a little bit about health. If you don't want to, you can go be unhealthy someplace else. That's completely fine by me. So the other thing is that. When it comes to the insulin resistance, so you really want to be careful about it, because as you can, thank you, Damon, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm just on here sharing my journey to help somebody. I don't know why people would be rude about it, but I guess that's the internet. What do they call those keyboard warriors? They have nothing else to do. Yeah. You're so funny. That's probably why you're Big Papa. Anyways, we're just going to ignore him. Some people, misery loves company, right? So he doesn't like himself, so he's going to give us a hard time, and that's fine. And you can say what you want. You're not going to affect me. You're just words on a screen. I'm not here for people like you. Anyways. So to get back to what I was saying, so you want to be really careful about the amount of sugar that you eat, and the first thing I did was I started exercising. I go to the gym every day. I get up at 4:30, go to the gym, and I completely enjoy it. I didn't start that way before. Before, like I told you, I would just work from my desk and I didn't get any exercise in like I like to. So now I go to the gym every day and I completely enjoy it. I have a gym over across the hill and I go in and do weight training. Weight training is so important for somebody who is, if you want to burn. I know. I guess I think my problem is that I don't understand people. Like I wouldn't do that to somebody, and I think I'm kind of new at it. I'm just here to share my story, which is, it's embarrassing a little bit to know that I got myself unhealthy, so that's the other problem. So I'll learn. Everybody learns, Anyways, so, so the 3-step reset is pretty simple. It was just a couple lifestyle changes that I had. So I started with exercising, which I completely enjoy. I started walking quite slowly, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and working my way up. When you have a lot of glucose in your body and it builds around your visceral organs and it gets visceral fat around your organs, and that's why you feel you feel inflamed, you have inflammation, you have swelling, you have all kinds of problems with your body. You have to get that glucose out of there because your body can burn it. Your muscles will burn glucose for energy. So that's the important thing. So once I started walking a little bit, every little, working my way up, ended up, so it was pretty cool. Just before I started the gym, I was up to an hour with a 20-pound weighted vest, and I feel so good about it. Yeah, well, you know what? We don't need negativity. I'm sorry, Big Papa, but I don't need negativity in here. I don't think clowning around wasn't really. Yeah, you too. Have a good day. So the little bit of exercise that I started to do really made a difference. I could feel the inflammation going down, the swelling in my face was going down. I could breathe better. I actually was breathing worse. I was breathing like I was a smoker. I never smoked a day in my life, and that's how it felt. I felt constricted. I felt I don't know how to describe it, but as I started walking, I started feeling better. It really made a difference, right? So that's important. So you don't have to go to a gym. They built a gym over the hill of my house, so I get to go to the gym every day. But you don't have to do that. You can do stairs at your house. You could do just walking around your house. It's getting a little bit nicer. I'm in Massachusetts, so it's getting nicer. It's still a little bit cold, but even a little bit of exercise outside is really good. If you can do so, I learned that you can go to the mall. If you have a local mall to your house, you can go to the mall. They open early in the morning before the stores. I am in India. How is your weather over there in India? It's cold here. Not as cold as it was. It's probably about 30 degrees, So I don't know. What is your weather like in India? Oh, Indiana. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I read that wrong. It's my shirt. All the letterings on my shirt was throwing. I'm so sorry. How is Indiana? Oh, that is so funny. That cracks me up. I'm so sorry about that. Such an idiot. Yeah, so here in Massachusetts, it's getting better, but it's a little bit chilly. And we just had the time change recently, so hopefully it'll get lighter earlier so I can start walking before work. I'm supposed to be at work right now, but I wanted to come on and see you guys first, and then because I work from home, so I'm gonna go to work after this. Okay, so the first thing I did was I started the exercising. So if you could do that, if you already exercise, it's great, but you want to be consistent about it. So that's why I say consistency versus extreme is what I want to talk about today. Even if oh my gosh, you had snow yesterday. Oh my God. Well, we got rid of our snow finally over here. We had that big storm a couple weeks ago. We got 38 inches of snow over here, which was a lot for us. We don't get that much. I mean, we get snow, but not a lot, right? So I'm sorry you still have snow. It's like, I don't care. I like the snow, but it's like, where do we put it? I don't know about you, but I live in the city, right? So I live in New Bedford, the city. So there was just no places to put the snow anymore, right? But it's gone now. We got a bunch of rainy days, so the snow is gone, which I'm grateful for that. So, there you go. How much snow did you get? Yeah, I don't mind the snow. I just oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Tiny. I mean, we're in March, right? So hopefully April showers. We'll get some spring soon. I can see my plants coming up outside. Like the little bit of the flowers popping up. I see them popping up outside, which is thank goodness. But I was getting nervous about the snow. I knew they were coming up. Oh my gosh, Tiny, where are you from? We had a lot of rain and wind over here last night, but no snow. Thank God. So Tiny, I'm from Massachusetts, and Damon is from Indiana, not India. I said India like an idiot. So as I was saying, so being consistent is important. So if you get to exercise even a little bit, maybe you could do something I have like a Peloton at home. So I ride my Peloton and I feel really great about that. That makes a big difference. And I have lost 40 pounds already, and I've dropped my A1C from 11.5 to a 5.2, which is extremely diabetic to non-diabetic naturally, right? So the things that I did was I told you exercise. And the second thing that I did is fasting. I do time restricted eating, fasting. So I no longer eat those 6 small meals. And it took a little time. It took a little time to go from eating, eating every couple hours. I was eating 6 small meals all the time, down to just 2 meals. I have 2 meals a day. I wait until noontime to eat my first meal, and then I have my second meal at dinner time. So my first meal, I break my fast at noontime, 1 o'clock, and I have protein. That's the other thing. I turned my plate around. I was very carb heavy, which I don't know if you guys do that, but for me, it didn't work for me. I know some people they like the carbs. It was too much for me. I wasn't burning them off. I was just holding on to all these carbs, and it was building up in my body, right? So you want to know what? It keeps asking me to add a sticker. I don't know how to do that. I'll practice, but maybe I can try it because nobody's here. It said add a sticker. I don't know if you see that, but anyways, so the second thing, like I told you, is time restricted eating. So it's no longer eating all day. I just have 2 meals a day. I have one at noontime and one at dinner time. And it's definitely protein heavy. It's definitely protein heavy. I'll make a scrambled egg. I'll make an omelet. I'll make eggs. I'll make, if I had chicken the night before, whatever it is, it's definitely protein heavy. And the reason why the protein helps for me is I have, it helps me, it keeps me in fat burning. It keeps me satiated, so I'm not hungry. I don't get that hunger spike like I used to get. So it keeps it very smooth, right? So this also helps too. This is my third thing that I do that I'll talk about is my, it's called Unicity. It's a all natural plant-based system that I do. It's the tea and a fiber. I did not have enough fiber in my diet, which was terrible, right? So this works out really great for me. So I drink my fiber before I eat my 2 meals. Like I told you, I have my 2 meals. I have one at noontime, 1 o'clock, and then the other one at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I don't eat before I go to bed. I stop eating 3 hours before I go to bed, if that helps you at all, right? So I stop eating, say 6 or 6 o'clock, go to bed, and I don't eat all night. So that's what helps with my fasting. So if I'm not eating for 16 hours, most of it I'm sleeping, right? So I do 16 and 8, 17 and 7. It depends on the day. But that's the one thing I learned how to do, was to do time restricted eating. Because your body doesn't need it. Plant-based, 100%. That is exactly what my drink is. It's plant-based, and it helps me. So this one, the tea, the 2 little packets that I do. This is why I wanted to share it with you, because it's plant-based. So it doesn't interfere with any medications that you're on. It doesn't interfere with anything that you're doing. It's just giving my body, it gave me my body the nutrients that I needed, the nutrients and the vitamins that I needed, that I was lacking, unfortunately, in my diet, because I was eating mainly carbs. I was having oatmeal and bagels, and it's terrible when I think about it. I'm surprised it didn't explode, but I was going to show you a picture of myself, but I'm a little bit afraid now. I'm a little bit nervous, but anyways, the first thing that I do is this right here. This is the Unimate. This is the tea that I drink. It's a chlorogenic acid tea. And what I like about it, my name is Tina. My name is Tina. And it's very nice to meet you, Damon. My son's best friend name is Damien. He spelled it a little different, but so I like your name. I like your name a lot, actually, because that's my son's best friend, and he's such a great kid. Okay, so my tea is a chlorogenic acid tea that I drink, and I drink it all day long. I sip it all day long, and it keeps the food noise down. It keeps me from thinking about food. It keeps my body from craving food. It keeps my stomach busy, my microbiomes in my stomach busy, so that I don't have to worry about that, right? So this is what it has done for me. It it stopped my weight gain. I no longer gain weight. I actually have been losing weight. So that's what makes me feel great about that. Helps my liver. My liver was a mess because I was pounding too much glucose and sugar into my liver. So my liver had fatty liver. Even though I don't drink, it was still, I had a fatty liver, but I don't any longer. But that was, I had high cholesterol in my liver, which was terrible. But I'm happy that that's not the case, but it was scary. Because when I went to the doctors, there was 2 different things that could have happened. I could have stayed in the same road that I was on, and I could have kept eating terrible, and I would, just kept on no exercise, whatever. I would end up having heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease, gone blind. All of those things can happen from insulin resistance, which is mind-blowing to me. There's so many ways you can learn about it too that I want to talk about. There's one thing I want to show you, this book that I got. I got this book, Dr. Ben Bickman, who is, he is a diabetes doctor. Oh, and also Jason Fung. So this book right here, I got this on Amazon, Why We Get Sick. It's such a great book, and I'm almost done reading it. There's a lot that I'm learning about my diet along with school, because I'm in school to be the certified nutritionist. But this is so much fun. You know, I don't know how fun it is, but it's a great book to read. So if you get a chance and you like to read and you want to learn about your body a little bit more, this is a great way to do it. I am going to come on every day and talk about it more, give some pointers, give some ideas, you know, talk about it. Maybe people will ask questions, you know, things like that. But anyway, so the tea that I drank, the chlorogenic acid tea, helped with my triglycerides, which is the fat in my body, fatty acids, relieves insulin. Insulin increases insulin sensitivity, which I want to be insulin sensitive. I'm very close to it. There's a difference between insulin resistance and insulin sensitive. There's only 12% of Americans are insulin sensitive. So there's not many people who are completely healthy and don't have increased insulin. That's for type 2. I'm learning about type 1. I know that has to do with insulin as well, but I believe insulin, type 1, they do not have enough insulin in their body. The body doesn't produce it. Mine was producing too much because of my diet. My diet was making my body produce more insulin, and so I had too much insulin in my body, so it was insulin resistant. My cells shut down. So you ever get after you eat, you're tired? You feel tired after you eat, or in the afternoon you feel tired, or you still feel hungry? It's because the cells, which need that glucose for energy, isn't getting in there, right? Because of all the gunk around it, and they're already full because of your diet. So if you could change your diet a little bit. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's right. Thank you very much. Oh, Ronnie, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Ronnie, I love you to meet Damon. Damon's been a very fantastic partner with me today. Damon, Ronnie came onto my live the other day. It was very sweet. I know I have to have thicker skin for the live, for coming on live. I know. I'm learning. I get it. So I was talking about I went through the same thing that I went through before, Ronnie. I told them my 3 steps: the exercising, the diet, the time restricted eating, and now I'm just talking about the system that I'm on, the natural feel great system that I'm on. And I was talking about the tea that I drink every day and how it keeps you from snacking. You can't snack. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a healthy snack, because all it does is it raises your insulin. I mean, you can, but I don't, because to me, all it would do is raise my insulin, and then I'd be hungry so quick, right? So that's what keeps you from being hungry. So what I was saying, you ever feel tired after you eat? It's not getting into your cells. So all your cells. It's cold, so my tea is cold. And so I put it in the water. I just did it before I started, but this is an open packet. I just mix it in with the water, shake it. You can drink it hot. I enjoy it hot too. I buy it, and I know there's ways to make chlorogenic acid tea, but I buy it because this gives me the vitamins that I don't have in my system, and also it's a 2-part system that I do. I buy the tea and I buy the fiber, which I was just going to talk about the fiber. I do not have enough fiber in my diet. I would love to say I do, but in order to have enough fiber, the amount of broccoli you have to eat is kind of mind-blowing. There was a girl on here, she was so nice. She made a big plate of how much broccoli you would need to eat every day to get enough fiber in your diet. And although I enjoy broccoli, it was an awful lot. But you can have enough greeny vegetables to increase it, but I needed a lot. I need a lot of fiber in my diet because I had IBS. I had terrible IBS in my stomach, and my microbiomes were not happy, right? So I had terrible IBS, I had neuropathy, I had brain fog, I had the black floaty things in your eyes, I had skin tags, eczema. These are all different signs of insulin resistance. So you may not even realize it, right? So I lived with those symptoms. I lived with the brain fog. And I just thought I was getting older. The neuropathy scared me. If anybody knows anything about neuropathy, you can put it in the comments. But the neuropathy is tingling in your fingers and your toes that doesn't go away. It's because your nerves are shot, right? So it actually hurt. It would hurt to step on things. It would hurt to go to bed at night. I would sleep with my feet up because I thought there was something wrong with my feet, and it was my diet. I didn't realize what I was eating was hurting my cells. Oh, good morning, Tammy. How are you? So the neuropathy, I felt it coming on, right? So things would bother me, like hot water would really hurt, which didn't hurt before, would hurt my hands more, or stepping on something, even something as simple as, like pen or something, not like sharp, but like everything you step on would just shoot pains. And so I didn't like that at all. I had that terrible, that's the one thing when I went to the doctors that scared me. I knew that was something was wrong in order for me to have the neuropathy, because I did know it had to do with diabetes, but I didn't know really much about it. So, and then the IBS in my stomach, which completely would drive me crazy. So Damon, we were talking about, yeah, it's your nerves. Your nerves are, you're like it does it not like maybe not a pillow, right, but like, so something simple like a pen, or I'm trying to think what else I would have stepped on, a cord, because it's the nerves in your feet and in your hands are affected. The nerves in my feet and my hands are affected by my diet, by my diabetes. It's called neuropathy. And so when you step on things or bang your foot, or it just hurt. Neuropathy has to do with your diet, and I have all of my nerves were a mess, right? Because of my glucose wasn't getting into my cells, and my cells weren't feeding my nerves, right? So it was like a terrible thing that would happen. It just works up when you become a diabetic. It's a sign of diabetes, and it works its way up. It starts off small, maybe a little tingling, maybe a little bit cold in your fingers, till eventually it really can do it. And that's how the next step, if you keep going with a neuropathy and you don't deal with it, you'll see the diabetics lose their limbs. They lose, circulation in their fingers, on their toes, and that's how they lose their limbs. So it scared me. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have that. I did not want to, lose my limbs, or even like that feeling. Like I said, even like I would lose strength in my hands. You lose strength in your hands too. Like, say this was a really tight cover, I would have to have my kids do it because it would hurt my hands to do it. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but so neuropathy is no fun, and IBS is no fun. PCOS for women, erectile dysfunction for men. There's so many different signs. Actually, I can show you a little picture. And so, sadly, it's called the circle of demise is what they call it, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so let me show you why. Here it is, right here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. If I knew how to put a sticker up here, I would, but I don't. So this is insulin resistance. See it in the middle there? So this little thing, that insulin resistance in the middle can cause all these things, right? So if you have too much glucose in your diet, oh, Ronnie, have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. It's good. Thank you for coming in. The different things that happened was I had PCOS, fatty liver, right? I told you I had that. Arthritis, and that's inflammation in your hands. The arthritis from all the buildup in your hands. That's how that starts, right? So Alzheimer's, like I told you, in the brain, and insulin resistance in your brain. You get Alzheimer's and dementia. I do have that in my family, so that scared the life out of me that I was having that. High blood pressure, type 2, which is what I got as well. A stroke, heart disease, obesity. I was 40 pounds heavier. I can lose another 20 pounds and then I'll be, a healthy weight. Dementia, arthritis, child obesity. So 20% of our kids have this now, which is pretty sad. Growing up, it's just because of the modern diet. It's because of what we eat. It's because of fast food. It's because of, unfortunately, it's about the process, because they took out the fiber from our diet. And so because fiber can't be digested, and fiber keeps us full, keeps us not hungry. So they took the fiber out, like the manufacturers, the large manufacturers, the ones that say that Cheerios are the best, are heart healthy, things like that. And you can't have just one. You recognize all these symptoms, right? All these different slogans. It's because they changed your food from, like, back when I was a kid, you'd have one processed food. Good morning, Colt. Oh, yes. So I'm happy that how is school going? E-learning in school. My son did e-learning because when we had COVID over here, he did that. So the food that we eat is now there isn't any fiber in our diet, so we're really lacking fiber, and so that's why we get hungry easier, and that's why these things happen. So I add the fiber to my diet with my packet to pump it up, right? So since I've started this, I reversed my diabetes. I've gone from 11.5 to 5.2. I'm no longer diabetic. I do not have IBS. The neuropathy in my fingers is gone. That's the biggest. The neuropathy took about 4 weeks, and that was gone. I had no more neuropathy, no more IBS. The floaty things in my eyes are gone. The brain fog is gone. The skin tags are gone. There's so many things. Just, and all it is eating. It's learning how to eat, and it's giving your body the nutrients that it needs. And it's so, the body is amazing. It will. Oh, okay, Damon, have a good day. Please don't be late for school. Thank you so much for coming in. Have a good day. I hope to see you again soon. I'll try to come on earlier, but please go to school. I'll try to come on earlier for you next time so we could talk some more. You've been very sweet. Have a great day at school. So the neuropathy is gone. The blurred vision is gone. The pain in my knees, the 40 pounds is gone. So there's so much, and it's all it was the three things. It was exercising, eating better, and my Feel Great system. The two packets that I take. Well, I take these 3 times a day, right? So these, and that's it. That's all I did. And no medication, no, I go back to the doctor's tomorrow, actually, to get the final follow-up to show her that I'm a non-diabetic. She didn't believe me that I was going to do this naturally, but I did. The good thing about the system that I'm on is it's in her physician's, it's called the Prescriber's Reference Guide, and so the PDR, and they can look it up. It's a nutraceutical. I don't know if you've heard that word before. It's a nutraceutical. It is not a pharmaceutical, so you're able to, they could actually prescribe it for us where it's in that PDR, but they don't. Because it's not, it's not sold by any pharmacies, right? It's a natural product sold straight through the company. So that's what that's about. So anyway, so what I wanted to talk about really quick was consistency and how important it is to be consistent with yourself, but give yourself grace, right? Because you're changing things. So it took me a little bit of time to get used to exercising every day. It took me a little bit of time to get used to time restricted eating, not eating all day. I break down my eating and I only do 16 and 8. That took a little bit of time because I was used to having food in front of me all the time. It felt like it was all the time. I was at the kitchen, come to my desk, at the kitchen, eating all day long. So it feels really great that I don't have that any longer, that I don't have to think about food. Food is not on my mind because I know that I'm not hungry. Like I said, I get up, I go to the gym, I take a shower, I go to work. Today I came to see you first, and then I got to get to work. But I'm not even going to eat till noontime. And that's such a great feeling. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy the freedom. I have food freedom because I'm not eating all day long, I can eat whatever I want, which is another good thing. I don't want to eat bad because I don't want to go back, but I don't have to count calories. I don't have to, I try to be smart about what I eat because if I'm only going to have 2 meals, I want it to be the most important. But you can have carbs if you want to. Just don't make it first. Have your protein first. Have your vegetables first because that'll keep those microbiomes happy. Have your fiber first, and then everything will start to flow, right? That's a good thing about that. So small habits create big wins. Maybe just walk a little bit, whatever. You can start small and work your way up, and you'll get a big win. Because here I am. I'm proud of myself. I am 8 months later, no longer diabetic. I did it without any medication, and that's why I come on to share with you. If you have any of these symptoms or anybody that you know, unfortunately, insulin resistant is everywhere, right? Like I told you, if you go into a room with 10 people, 7 people have it. A lot of them don't even know they have it, which is sad, but that's how that goes. But we are what we repeatedly do. Okay, so this is my little quote for the day, and then I got to get to work, guys. I don't want to be late too. I'm going to start coming on earlier tomorrow. I just ran a little bit late. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit, right? So let me know what kind of habits you're going to start today. Maybe you're going to drink some more water. Maybe you're going to get enough sleep. Maybe you're going to work on your eating. What kind of habits are you going to do for yourself? And it doesn't even have to be healthy. Maybe you want to meditate for a few minutes or read a book or, talk to somebody you haven't talked to. Like, what kind of healthy habit are you going to do for yourself to help yourself have a great day? It is St. Patrick's Day, so try not to drink your face off. I know. Well, it is a Tuesday, so you don't want to do that. But, but anyways, I appreciate you guys coming. Sorry about the gentleman in the beginning. I still have to worry about my thick skin. I don't have very thick skin, so I get a little bit nervous when people don't like me. But I know that's part of coming online. But I hope everybody has a great day. If you have any questions in my YouTube bio is my phone number. I don't know if you call it a bio, is my phone number, my email address. You can put messages on here and we can talk any questions that you have. I would love to help you. But I appreciate everybody coming. I'm just going to learn a little bit more about YouTube. I don't know much about the platform, but I hope everybody has a